Houston, we've got a problem. Monday Night Raw is in town, and just like a Toyota pickup truck, wrestling never dies, and that's fitting because we're in the Toyota Centre tonight. Cody Rhodes has got a sit-down interview with Michael Cole. Brock Lesnar could be here, but he might not be here. But the guarantee is...
Well, the likelihood is he won't be here, but we're going to pretend that he will be here.
We'll pretend that he will be here. Or else
this video won't really be worth talking about.
But there's a lot of people that will be here, and every single one of them...
We don't want any of them.
Aye, every single one of them's a jobber, folks.
Absolutely shite. Anyway, guys, welcome back to Fog Wrestling. We are here to talk about Raw. This is I believe, the fourth last Raw before WrestleMania. Fourth or fifth, it doesn't really matter at this point. Man. I mean,
it could be the go-home show. I'm not staying up to watch it.
Raw right now does truly feel like the B show. I mean, Raw's been the B show for a long time now, but I mean, Roman Reigns being the champion and holding all the belts, and Raw not having a world title, that was one thing. But SmackDown getting The Rock for 3 consecutive weeks, and Raw getting absolutely nothing, that just takes it to a whole new level.
I would say Raw's been the B show for about 8 years. I think since the brand split, it's been I genuinely do think it's been the B show. I think with that initial brand split, SmackDown had like Cena, Styles, Ambrose on it. You had like different camera angles, Orton, etc., Bray Wyatt. I always looked at Raw, and I'm not saying it was awful. Like there's definitely been periods where it's been closer, but I think for the vast majority of the 8 years,
I wouldn't say it was a B show.
I would.
Now, you could say that you preferred SmackDown. I probably thought SmackDown was a better show too. I wouldn't say it was a B show though. I would say SmackDown was a better show. But I don't think Raw was a B show. But I think it's quite clear since the Fox deal came into play that SmackDown has been the A show.
That's 5 years ago though. That's an insane amount of years to be the B show.
Anytime something big happens now, you expect it to happen on SmackDown.
Yep, and
unlike the past when pretty much all the big stuff happened on Raw. Like, you remember around 2011 when they merged the rosters again? Raw was like a super show. It was the Raw roster with the SmackDown roster, yet SmackDown was just SmackDown.
Yeah, if you think of all the moments for that era, but not many big ones happened on SmackDown.
Yeah, definitely not. But now you look at it, and SmackDown is the show with Roman Reigns. SmackDown is the show with The Rock. SmackDown just seems to be the show where things are happening. Not a lot's happening on Raw. And let's talk about what's happening tonight, because again, not a lot is happening. The big match is Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan with nothing on the line apart from pride. Liv Morgan isn't really happy that Becky Lynch has been sticking her nose in Liv Morgan's business. Liv Morgan wanted to be the one, I guess, to get revenge on Rhea Ripley, but at the end of the day, Becky Lynch is the one that's got a title shot against her, so it is what it is.
It's Liv Morgan's revenge too. I don't care for this. Seems like Becky Lynch is taking on someone each week and they're trying to play it off as like some pay-per-view worthy match. Her against Nia Jax, oh, big match, big rivalry here. Liv Morgan, oh, big match, big rivalry here. I'm just sick of Becky Lynch. She's looking really anorexic.
Yeah, no, for me, the women's build-up has been shocking this year. I just don't really see anything in Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. I would have made it a multi-person match. I would have stuck Liv Morgan in.
Yeah.
Maybe even stick Nia Jax in, have some sort of fatal four-way.
Say what you want. No, but say what you want about the men, right? I think more often than not, like the world title matches, right? I'm not saying the build's always great, but it does have a meaningful factor behind it. See, when it comes to women matches these days, what is the fucking build? I mean, at least you could argue there's something there with Bayley and the Riot Squad. No, not the Riot Squad.
Damage Control.
Damage Control.
No, I actually think that's not bad. I know you hate it, but I actually think that's...
No, I think that's an alright storyline, but see, for the most part, you look at Rhea Ripley's feuds for like the past year. What's she do? What
I'm saying is, I think the Io Sky Bayley feud, I think it makes sense. I think that's a decent match. I am looking forward to that match a lot more than I am what Raw's offering. I have no interest to see Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley.
I know. Do not care. That should never mean...
That's why I think we should be adding like a Liv Morgan in there.
Becky Lynch
or a Nia Jax.
Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley should kick off one of the nights.
I just don't think it should be a singles match. I would have added in multiple people.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
But it is what it is. Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan tonight. I'm assuming Becky wins.
Yeah, I doubt she's getting pinned here, regardless of the result of the match, but I'll go with Becky to win.
I am also going to go with Becky to win. Right, moving on, we have the Kabuki Warriors, Damage Control. Just speaking about Damage Control now, we have them in a match. They're taking on Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, some people were complaining backstage at NXT because the Kabuki Warriors came to NXT last week to defend the titles, even though they had this match scheduled for Raw. And the thought process was that it was pretty much just making a mockery of NXT, that they had a throwaway tag team title match, when the consensus was that because the belts were being defended on Raw, there's no way they would change hands on NXT. I mean, thoughts on that?
I mean, I get that, right? But at the same time, could it just not mean whoever won on NXT would then take on Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler? I wouldn't look too much into it. What I would look into, though, is like when they announce matches for Mania, like 4 months in advance, and they're actually building towards it. It's not like there's a long-term build here with the Kabuki Warriors taking on Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. It's literally just been penciled in. Well, these other matches for like pay-per-views, Mania, i.e., like Bayley, Io Sky, and other examples, I mean, they've been penciled in for months. At the end of the day, if plans change, fair enough. But for this one, it's not like Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler have got a feud with the Kabuki Warriors. They could take on the NXT people if they won. It's just a title shot at the end of the day, so I'm not going to cry too much about that.
So you think there's no issue?
No, honestly, I don't.
I'm sure Tatum Paxley was just happy to be in a title match.
No, I'm just happy to be there.
You know, so like I doubt she was complaining.
I doubt she was, but at the same time, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, they've got no feud with those two, and they wouldn't have a feud with the other NXT people, so they would just want the title shot, regardless who it's against.
So, they got that.
No, but that is a stupid argument, man. That's like back in the day if someone won the belt and then they're defending it like on Raw the next week, and The Rock's like, "Oh, I don't want to take you on."
So The Rock. So if you agree, or if you've got a match scheduled for Raw, that means you can't defend the belt on SmackDown. It's a bit shit, isn't it?
No, it's a bit shit. I think there's nothing wrong with this, but there's definitely something wrong with what Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler look like, and they're not going to win this match.
I'm going to go with Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Same.
I don't think the King could be a commentator in 2024.
No.
He couldn't be himself.
He couldn't be, man.
I mean, this is a guy that used to lust over the women in WWE.
Is this an intergender match, JR?
I mean, what's the King supposed to say about Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark?
Nothing good. Nothing positive. Like a bloody double negative battery, if you can get such a thing.
Anyway, speaking of negative, let's move into the gauntlet match, guy. And by the way, in case we sound like depressed, there's a sore throat thing going on at the moment in Fog Wrestling.
There's also a shite wrestling thing going on for the past decade and a bit,
which that definitely doesn't help. But there's a sickness going around.
I'm coming down with the sickness.
Yes, Disturbed would say Fog Wrestling is doomed.
If I was talking about Rock and Austin here, the throat would loosen up. But when you're talking about Bronson Reed, Ricochet, Chad Gable, Sami Zayn, Nakamura, and JD Madonna, your throat wants to fucking go.
The throat's ready to get up.
It's swallowing the razor blades that you've took into your wrist watching this match.
Anyway, so gauntlet match for the WWE Intercontinental title shot. I originally thought this was a Battle Royal. Turns out it's a gauntlet match.
How the mighty have fallen. Sami Zayn, what a guy.
This match will probably last well over an hour.
Yep.
Probably last close to an hour and a half. You just look at the people in it. It's not screaming Intercontinental title level to me. It's really not.
No.
And I'm not saying someone can't be in a match that they have no chance to win, but why the fuck is JD McDonagh in this?
I think there's a lot of hoops to jump through to get an IC title shot. IC titles, man, used to get thrown about every other week on Raw.
Well, people would argue they're more prestigious now, but I disagree with that.
Nah, fuck Gunther, man. Just because you don't defend the belt, right, and you hold it because you're not allowed to leave the country doesn't mean it's more prestige.
Alright, but
I like fighting champions. I like champions that defend every other week.
Yeah, I liked when the mid-card titles were defended, pretty much. Well, maybe not on every show, but you had a good chance at being defended, and you had a good chance at changing hands. See now, the Intercontinental title under Gunther, you're lucky if he defends it every other pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's crap. Who wants long-ass title reigns? They're boring.
No, but like, some people be like, but you guys bury Seth. But you know what, see Seth Rollins, I think he should have gave up the belt. I mean, WWE's not really had like a title picture in months.
Belt or no belt, he fucking sucks.
No, he does suck, but I just don't get how they can build up the Raw title, right, as the fighting champion. Oh, it gets defended every week, and it hasn't been defended since like literally New Year's Day.
He should have been stripped of the belt.
No, he should have been.
He should have been stripped of the belt.
Especially with Punk getting injured. Yes, that's the match.
Well, that's why they didn't strip him, but then Punk got injured, and it's like, what a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Had they known that Punk was going to get injured, I'm sure they would have just stripped Seth
it's the
Rollins.
12th of March, right? We're talking about what? We're talking near 10 weeks since this belt's been defended. No, that's a joke.
Anyway, let's forget about that. Let's talk about the Intercontinental title belt. So, who's going to win this match? I'm just looking at JD McDonough, and he sticks it like a sore thumb. I'm not saying everyone else in this match is great, but I think everyone else has got a level.
Fighter's chance.
Yeah, I look at JD. Why not stick Dominic Mysterio in this match, or like a Finn Balor or something? A JD McDonough, really?
Yeah, it's not going to happen, isn't it? No.
Really?
No.
Is that the best of fuck? I think Ivar would be a better option, as much as I can't stand the guy.
He probably would be, but JD McDonough's in this match for whoever's like starting to go long and be one of the eliminations. That's pretty much it.
Anyway, who's going to win this? I am going to go with Sami Zayn. I think, and even though I've buried him and said that he's not getting anything this WrestleMania, I'm looking at the options here. Assuming it's not going to be a heel, that leaves you three guys: Ricochet, Gable, Zayn. I think we've seen Gable versus Gunther way too many fucking times.
Let's just put it into layman's terms, right? There's no one in this match is good enough to challenge Gunther for an IC title match. And that's not even me putting Gunther over, by the way, right? Because to see if Gunther was truly that fucking good, I think you could put any of these guys against him and you'd be like, well, you know what? Gunther's a star, so therefore the challenger doesn't weigh it down too much because he's the main attraction at Mania. Gunther's a fucking mid-carder, right, at best, with big flabby man tits. So, are we going to have extra flabby man tits in Bronson Reed? Are we going to have spiky tits in Ricochet? Are we going to have boring vanilla midget tits in Chad Gable? Are we going to have Syrian Muslim tits in Sami Zayn? Are we going to have Shinsuke
Do you know Ricochet's black, by the way?
You know, but he's more brown, isn't he? And,
No,
and JD McDonough's just an Irish bastard, isn't he?
Well.
They all fucking suck, man. I don't care. I actually do not give a rat's ass who wins. I'd love to sit here and pretend that I care, but I don't.
I'm going to go with Sami Zayn, whether you care or not.
I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar, right? Brock Lesnar's going to come down and send Sami Zayn over to Palestine.
Here, what brand did Braun Breaker sign with?
SmackDown.
Oh well, that rules that out. I don't think Raw needed him.
He did, but...
I stick him onto SmackDown, the show that doesn't even have a fucking champ.
Braun Breaker's like the perfect guy at the front.
Yeah, but we'll stick him onto SmackDown, the show with two part-time champions, to give him no chance at a belt. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm going with Becky Lynch, I'm going with the Kabuki Warriors, and I'm going with Sami Zayn.
I'm going with Brock, that's the only difference.
And yeah, who knows what Cody Rhodes is going to say? Who really cares what Cody Rhodes is going to say?
At least he can't really start an interview by saying, what do you want to talk about?
I think he can.
I think Michael Cole can.
I know, but what if it's
Michael Cole's the guy talking, the instigator? Then?
Yeah, but what if it's an interview in the ring? And he can just ask the crowd?
Oh, fuck, I don't think that's true.
You know what I mean? So there you go, guys. Anyway, that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Been Fog Wrestling. See it for the review. But yeah, just a really lackluster Raw. Looking at this preview. Doesn't get you hyped. Doesn't get you motivated. Say what you want. I'm not saying the SmackDowns recently have been like looking great in the previews, but they've had The Rock, and that's better than anything Raw's got. So yeah, nah.
No, I think we bury AEW a lot more than WWE. I'll be first to admit that. But see if you actually look at like the Collision and Dynamite cards, sometimes they fucking smoke Raw out the war.
Nah, they probably do.
No, I'm no. That's being truthful. I think on Dynamite you're getting. I mean, is it bang for your buck the correct term? I think you actually are getting like. I think Dynamite does give you like their pay-per-view level matches on free TV. But
yeah, Tony can stick it in. He's throwing all this shit at the wall and hoping it sticks.
But see, WWE treat pay-per-views like pay-per-views in my... Well, apart from Elimination Chamber, I don't know what they were doing, by the way. But I think on Dynamite and Collision, most weeks you're getting like a throwaway Collision, you're getting like a 6-man street fight with Jeff Jarrett and stuff.
You got to factor in though, AEW has less pay-per-views. And you say that WWE treats their pay-per-views more like pay-per-views. I'm not necessarily sure. I think in the last year or two, a lot of the pay-per-views have been weak. Not all the belts are defended. People just randomly miss pay-per-views for no reason whatsoever. It's like, oh, well, you defended the belt at this pay-per-view, so you don't need to defend it at the next one. That's bullshit. The belt should be on the line at every fucking pay-per-view.
No, they should be, but... Yeah, I thought I'd give a wee bit of praise to AEW there.
Right, well, wrestling
That's what it
sucks,
ends,
so,
though.
till next time. Peace.